A lot of people in the space are thinking that XRP is going to continue to sell off. I don't quite frankly understand the logic and rationale, but we are going to talk about the reasons why XRP's price did go down. Spoiler alert, XRP is up on the day, so gotta love it. Let's talk about that. Also, there's been a lot of FUD within Chris Larsen and what he's been doing, selling some XRP off. So I want to give some comments and some of my thoughts and insight into what's going on with the matter. For those of you that are new to the channel, though, welcome back. My name is Mark. We do talk XRP and all of your favorite cryptos each and every single day. If you haven't done so by now, like I said, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube and follow me on X, all that good stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about kind of the rare pattern and why XRP was down on the day. But first, as we do segue into the weekend, let's look at that top 10, top 100 as we look at kind of what's happening within the crypto bubbles. And for XRP, they are up 1.3% on the day in a world where we could see all of our favorite cryptos kind of having a day, most notably SWI and Hedera, okay, almost 10% gainers on the day. Two of my favorites as well in the space. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how we get through the weekend and navigate this as we look at kind of the big news for XRP that we're going to get into right now, okay? And I think we should touch on this first and foremost because as Chris Larsen had been basically tucking some XRP into exchanges, a selling spree, if you will, and there's been a lot of bubble maps, heat maps, whatever you want to talk about, indicate where that is headed, where to the exchanges that those XRP funds have been headed to. And this is exactly what we're going to look at right now, okay? So if you look at the crypto quant analyst, J.A. Martoon, in a recent post, he continues to hold 2.58 billion XRP tokens. Now that does rank just a little bit below how much XRP that I hold. I'm just kidding. I had to do it. But those XRP tokens are currently valued at $7.9 billion. Okay, so shout out to Chris Larsen and anybody, first and foremost, I will kind of go full screen with this to give you my thoughts. Anybody who's mad at Chris Larsen for selling XRP and using it as a reason to why the XRP is down, please don't. It's like you work 20 years, 30 years for your company. You get all these stocks, you know, employee buybacks, all this good stuff. And then it's like your boss or whoever, the shareholders are going to get mad at you for taking some of that money out. Give him a break. All right. He doesn't, you know, he's loaded, but I understand that if he wants to sell some of his XRP, if he wants to trade his XRP, let him, okay? We want people to trade XRP because if we do believe in XRP going to where it is supposed to, one day you probably won't be able to afford or get to own XRP at those price levels. So let them lose it right now and without making it available to us at a cheaper price, okay? Obviously, you know, that's just me being facetious. That's a very much a open-ended analogy, but that is kind of some of the insight that a lot of people out there in the space are saying is that one day you will not be able to afford XRP, similar to you can't buy your everyday retail trader just can't go buy one Bitcoin at today's price levels, okay? So that's what we're looking at, a substantial amount of XRP as we look at Chris Larsen's bags. But the one thing that we want to kind of look at is that this analyst out here is saying that this could just be a warm-up, all right? As we've seen a lot of that selling spree after a very impressive rally, hitting that $3.66 argumentative all-time high. But as we look at XRP scan, this is something where he sent an additional 1 million tokens, which coincided with that substantial price correction. So shocker, news alert, Chris Larsen is dumping the XRP chart. That's why XRP is going down. Okay, it doesn't work that way. There's obviously something else that is tipping his way. You don't know his personal situation. He might need the money, he might not. It's just there's a lot of things that could be happening. And if the man has built, you know, something very significant, and he does hold billions in said crypto, you know, I'm not really going to hate on him for trading and transacting with his crypto. Go make your money. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. If anything, I think it will stimulate the buying and selling of XRP in the long haul. Okay, but as XRP has dipped 20% from that local top, here we are, guys. As we look at it, that's where we're going to find us in in the territory we're at, as we are trading at $3.19. And remember, just a couple days ago, this is kind of where we look back on the week where we were trading. You could have got XRP below $3. I think it was like $2.97 for just a few minutes. So if you had all those buy, sell alerts basically sent to your phone, and you had your triggers set up on whatever exchange you do transact in, yeah, talk about kind of a quick move there, as you could have ripped 19, 20 cents. And just like this, within the long-term perspective, that XRP would be back. So it's kind of how I talk about it. I'm very happy where I'm at with XRP, right? If you were able to buy it at 40, 50, 60 cents, remember during that SEC litigation, continue to stack XRP. And a lot of people were hating on you. We went through it all. The comments sucked. The views sucked here on YouTube, on my other social platforms where I do kind of share my journey. They sucked. It was a horrible time period, right? And it's kind of like just you're beating your head against a brick wall and you want results. Well, now XRP is trading over $3, and I think a lot of people watching this are playing with house money. So we'll enjoy this. We'll enjoy this. All right. But that's kind of where we look into that. Overall, though, if we do look at how much Chris Larsen sold, and you guys are probably sick of hearing about it, but that's something where between him and Jed McCaleb, this is kind of where you look into these co-founders. 9 billion XRP since back in 2012. That's where they had the 20 billion allocation for founders, and that's something where at current prices, his Chris Larsen, his net worth estimated at 11.4 billion. So he is a billionaire, but this is something where you look into the sum of the tokens at 3.3 billion. That's what he has sold. So essentially he has a lot of money directly from the profit of XRP. Okay. But just to put it bluntly, the man's worth $11.4 billion. Okay. So yeah, I understand greed and whatnot. And he's going to care about himself more than others, but go make your money. It's a capitalistic society. I know with that much money, if you were taking that Good Samaritan charitable approach where it's like, hey, I'm a billionaire, I want to change the world, make everyone else rich. That's the thing, though. Ripple does not need the mom and pop, the everyday crypto trader to get rich off of XRP. Okay, they don't need the XRP price to go down, but they don't need us to get rich. If Ripple replaces the Swift banking system and transactionally kind of revolutionizes the world in the way that modern transactions are completed and computed, simply put, it's just kind of like, hey, are you along for the ride or not? It's something where they're not waiting for a retail. They don't care. It's something where that's just kind of the mindset and mantra, right? Other cryptos, they need everybody to buy in. They need to attract. They need to do marketing. Just heard Charles Hoskinson talking Cardano, right? Never was a big proponent of marketing. Well, now he's doing some marketing a little bit. So as he did that interview with Ryan, okay? So that's kind of where I stack up on all that. To kind of get out of here, we do want to talk about the rare pattern why XRP's price did crash today, as we had 3 straight drop-offs. This is where we found the cup and handle pattern after we've formed that. And now as we completed the cup, this is kind of where you look for just TA being TA, right? There's a lot of algorithmic traders out there that just simply go off of what we see in the market on the charts. And as that pattern became more clear, I think that's kind of why we've formed the lower handle, which in most cases, that's kind of where you're going to see downward or slightly sideways price action following that. So that's kind of where we're at. So enjoy it. It's something where, hey, you can look at this 2 ways, right? XRP is on a little bit of a flash crash. Let's go all get scared and, you know, kind of get timid and tepid, or, you know, not be backing our high conviction plays. Or you can look at the other way. This is where we had XRP at $3.60 a little bit ago. And now you're trading, you know, $3 to $3.20, a little bit of a discount. If you do look at it that way, if your glass half empty or half full, it's up to you. I'm kind of like, hey, my glass is right down the middle. So I have to be able to see both sides of the coin, but that's kind of how I view it. For me, I think I partially missed the boat. I wish I could have added more when XRP before it shot up, just because you just don't know when it's going to happen. Okay. But I think right now it is July. It's sluggish. It's not financial advice, but I'm just kind of reiterating my stance, right? We'll just see where this road takes us. I don't think it's anything where XRP is you have to put all your money in XRP before the end of July, because if you don't, you're never going to see XRP under $5 again, right? I don't fall into that trap. You're not going to get cheerleader pom-poms on my channel, but I do think that XRP has a very bright future. I just think that we're going to kind of just take it day by day. Still kind of looking to dollar cost average my way in, right? Buy the highs, buy the lows. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're averaging that basis out. So it's kind of that approach where, hey, you know, you have your pretty much your moon bag that you bought at low prices for XRP, and then if you continue to add each day to XRP in your holdings, you really won't be mad, I think, in the long run. And for me, guys, if XRP hits $10, it's a risk that me personally, I can't afford to miss out on, because if we say XRP goes down 75% right now, okay, if you're dollar cost averaging and you've been doing that from the lows, from the highs, it all kind of comes out in the wash, and it's just not so much. It's like risking 50% of your portfolio value of XRP versus the potential to 4 or 5, even beyond, in terms of if you want a 4 or 5x from XRP and what they could be worth eventually. Okay, just how I look at it. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I wanted to share with you guys some Chris Larsen comments, also kind of relax the cup and handle patterns, kind of alluding to this is kind of plaguing the overall market. Bitcoin's doing the same exact thing. So we are kind of mirroring a couple of the technical moves out there in the space. But for me, guys, we're going to cruise through the weekend. I hope this is the start of a bullish day. With crypto, though, please remember, it's not meant to go up every single day. There's a lot of new traders out there that don't fully grasp that yet personally. So I just wanted to kind of reiterate that stance as well. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Go enjoy your weekend. Quit watching people on YouTube talk crypto, but that's your XRP news for the day. Enjoy it. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.